WNBA, they're having troubles with tickets now because I think Caitlin Clark is out for what? How many weeks is she out? She's rolled out for the June 7th game. That's when she was supposed to meet up with Angel Reese again.
So in what may or may not be the greatest news in the world for Indiana Fever fans, we have gotten a little bit of an update. Here.
And Chicago Sky, and there's a massive drop in ticket sales. This is after the take foul that she had on Reese and ended with a shove, and she got a flagrant foul, and they gave Reese and the other chick a foul. And
from Chloe Peterson, who is probably the main journalist involved with the Indiana Fever, and realistically, this is not an ideal scenario for.
Does this playoff hype feel more like wrestling than basketball? The Indiana Fever rolled out Caitlin Clark like a WWE mascot to cut a promo. But here's the catch. Tickets are still sitting at $9 to $12 online. So what's really going on here? Why are tickets cheaper than fast food while they're pushing theatrics to fill seats instead of focusing on players? Stick around, because what looks like a hype stunt might actually expose some serious cracks in the team's priorities. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Imagine this. You walk into a playoff basketball game, the crowd buzzing, everyone expecting that usual pregame energy where the spotlight is on the players and the matchups. And then suddenly Caitlin Clark walks onto the floor like she's a WWE superstar. The lights, the microphone, the scripted lines. She's doing a promo to pump up ticket sales.
Quad strain, and she's going to miss
at least 4 games is what they're saying.
Yeah, okay. And the fourth and final of those games is the game against Sky. And so they said after her injury was announced,
anyone but it's an update. And look, to say that she doesn't have any extra information is wrong. She 1,000,000% has extra information. She 1,000,000% has information.
So check this out. The game on June 7th, the tickets were originally $86. Same seats, now $25. After her injury announcement. That's a 71% drop in price. Over 71% drop in price.
That we don't have. But I don't know. Again, I don't think she's got anything too crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if she knows what some people in the Fever organization do, and I'd say it's very much kept under wraps what's going on with Caitlin Clark.
Now, don't get me wrong. On the surface, that looks exciting, even entertaining. But the part that doesn't make sense is this. Why is a rookie who's already the face of the league being used like a stage prop instead of the main event people came to see? Because here's the problem. When you take somebody with Clark's talent, her impact, her ability to make a broadcast double in views the moment she touches the court, and you put her in this promo role, it feels less like highlighting the star athlete and more like rolling out a mascot. Playoff games are supposed to sell themselves with the basketball. The energy should come from the stakes, the fact that the season is on the line, that these games count more than any others. But instead of pushing Clark's game, they turned her into a sideshow segment to distract from a much bigger issue, and that's where the confusion starts. Because if you've been following the Fever all season, you know Clark already brings in massive attention the second she steps on the floor. Jersey sales, the record TV numbers, constant discussion around her games. It's obvious fans want to watch her play, so why lean on a gimmick? Why attempt a wrestling-style hype promo instead of building excitement around what players are actually doing on the court? That's what feels off. It's as if the team doesn't trust that her basketball alone can sell the building, which makes zero sense if you've seen the numbers all year. Normally, when a playoff series rolls around, teams market the drama around head-to-head battles. You'll see ads showing rivalries, storylines like Player A versus Player B, or the return of a superstar who finally got healthy at just the right time. That's what major teams in any league usually push. The hook is always the game itself, the unpredictable moments, the fact that someone's season could end that night. But here, instead of a big focus on the Fever's potential matchup or stakes of advancing, fans got something that looked more like an audition tape for Monday Night Raw. That's not typical playoff marketing.
Because she's not going to be in the game. And it's the largest arena in terms of capacity in the NBA. This is where the Bulls play. So they're at the United Center, and that's where Bulls play. And so, wow, can you imagine? And the skies.
Let's take a listen right here.
As we start to answer some questions, First question comes from Krista, who asked this, and she follows up, like, to your knowledge, is Caitlin practicing with the team at all yet? And just in case anybody's listening to this, only Chloe, do you have any updates?
Home games, they usually do them at Wintrust Arena, and that seats 10,387. The United Center seats 23,500. Oof.
Whatsoever on Caitlin Clark's health status?
I mean, the most I know is, what's already been reported, in the sense of she's been running up and down full speed. As far as I know,
And that alone is a red flag. So let's talk about why they might have tried it. Ticket resale numbers tell the real story. Prices slid all the way into single digits. You could literally log on during the week of the game and grab a playoff ticket for less than the cost of an extra value meal. For context, last season, when the Connecticut Sun faced the Fever, the average resale prices were over $100. The difference between paying $100 plus then and barely $10 now is not just a small dip. That's a collapse, and that collapse is exactly what the stunt was trying to cover up. Now think about it from a fan's point of view. Are you buying in because someone screamed into a microphone like it's wrestling? Or are those empty rows inside the arena the real answer? If the promo worked, tickets should have jumped. But if anything, the empty seats during a playoff run show it had zero effect. And if prices are already in the basement, no promo is going to change that. You know what makes it sting even more?
And they announced the venue change back in March because of Clark's popularity. And now she's not going to be there, and the tickets have been slashed. Kane, that center is going to be empty. But, racism or something. I don't know.
That is a positive. The fact she's running up and down, a lot of people are like, oh, the groin injury is lateral movement and stuff. But I'm like, it is. It 100% is. But also the lack of severity in this current groin injury.
Like, why are they trying to infuse that? Well, look, Brittany Griner, who I can't stand, and I'm sad that she's a Baylor grad. Wasn't she on the sidelines, and wasn't she trash talking Caitlin Clark as like a dumb white girl?
I don't think I think her groin has been probably fully healed for weeks. I think now it's a situation where they are trying to, they're trying to make sure that, she doesn't get hurt again.
The same management that tried this stunt is also making headlines for things like charging fans $15 for a small box of Cheez-Its. So while they're making food prices a joke and pushing theatrical promotions, ticket sales are falling apart. That's not a money problem. It's a priority problem. Here's the payoff. Fans don't want flashy distractions. They want to see Caitlin Clark doing what she does best, running the floor, dropping threes, and controlling games. Cheap tickets aren't a sign of random bad luck. They're a sign that the marketing gimmicks don't matter when the main attraction might not even be fully healthy. If Clark were playing, if she were leading in real time, that arena would already be packed. The demand is entirely connected to the product on the floor, and the fans know it. And that's why the real issue here isn't about whether the promo looked cool or cringe. It's that the entire strategy shows management is focused on the wrong things, chasing easy stunts while ignoring what actually drives demand. Fans aren't asking for wrestling theatrics. They're asking for basketball, for players being protected and highlighted in the way that only real competition can deliver. The Caitlin Clark effect is real, but it only works when she's allowed to be a player, not a mascot. You can't cover up low ticket demand with a wrestling-style promo. Fans care about seeing her compete on the floor, dropping threes and leading the offense, not reading lines into a microphone. So I want to hear from you. How should the Fever actually support Clark and this team? Better health management, smarter marketing, lower fan costs? Drop your thoughts below, because real growth won't come from gimmicks. It'll come from respecting what players bring every time they step on court.